brothers before. We ain't gonna say it no more.
Who gives it to you?
Like that.
Who say it's yours?
Easy, man.
Yo. We make it up to you, man.
Next time it's your ass.
Oh!
Ellie! Are you crazy, man?
Oh.
I didn't see nothing.
Say, man.
I wasn't even here, man.
Where should I shoot you?
Man, leave it
Come on,
Let's go.
please.
Yeah, man, I'm right there. Oh, well. Twinkle, twinkle, little
Come on,
star.
man. Let's go now.
No, man. They saw something they shouldn't have seen.
Come on, man. It's the cop.
I'm gonna be back.
I don't need to be caught in here.
You'll be all right now, son.
Philadelphia Choir here. Philadelphia Choir. Remember them? 2 killed in gangland murder.
Peter Hudson?
Who are you?
Catherine Woodfield. We spoke on the phone? Like I told you, I'm giving a series of lectures next fall on the rights of the disenfranchised, so...
Hey, Zavik, I got
thought
your
it'd
call.
be a good idea if I spent a few days observing and...
Yeah, it's Hudson. Got your message. Yeah, I read about it in the paper. Okay, be right there.
Yeah, Miss Woodfield, I remember you now. Follow me. Class is in session.
Tell you the truth, I was expecting more of a first-year intern type. How long you been doing this?
What, you want to know how old I am?
You're funny.
I've been a practicing attorney for 2 years.
Really? 2 whole years, huh? You got any ideals left? Okay. Hey, Zavik. Catherine Woodfield, she's an observer. Detective Zavik.
How you doing?
What's up?
Yeah, one dirtbag killed 2 others over in Roseville. But we got a witness says the triggerman was Andrew Barnes, assisted by one Daryl Foster.
Well, I know them both. They are bad.
And Peter, hang enough of them to make a DA when you grow up.
So you'd never seen him before last night, huh, Woody?
No, sir.
And what were you doing in the house?
I shared the house with the people who was killed.
Oh, so you just walked in on it.
Yes, sir. Close enough.
How did you see them?
After, when they heard the police coming, they ran into the hall. There's a light there.
Well, they must have been moving through there pretty quick.
Yes, sir. You better believe it.
Oh, come on, Woody, level with me, huh? You're standing there scared to death. You're thinking about how your son could get killed. You see these dudes for what, maybe 2 seconds? And you're trying to tell me that you know for sure these are the 2 guys, huh? Give me a break.
Think I'm going to forget the faces of men who would have murdered my little boy?
That is what I needed to hear, Mr. Poole. Sorry I'm so rough on you.
Good theatrics, very impressive.
You picked up on that, huh?
I've had witnesses fall apart of me just giving a deposition.
You know, defense attorneys don't beat up your witnesses. It's my job to protect them. You're pretty smart.
We try.
Suspect Andrew Barnes, positively identified. Units proceed to suspect's mother's house.
Andrew Barnes, you're under arrest.
But pick your hands off her!
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Oh man, what I gotta be silent for?
You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed for you by the courts.
What you people doing to my son? You can't come in here!
We're arresting him for murder.
Man, what you talking about? Murder? Now, who am I supposed to murder?
Get him out of here!
Come on, man. Let's talk like reasonable men. You're making a big mistake.
So who are we going to see?
Albert Grant, public defender in the Barnes case. Oh, Albert thinks he's seen everything. Fact is, 9 out of 10 of his clients are guilty, and he knows it, which is why he'll bargain. Watch his face.
Then why don't you take it to trial?
Trials take up time and money and tie up judges.
You know, Peter, I thought you'd be DA by now. And here you are, still toiling in the basements of the judicial system.
I got a 5-year plan.
You know, reactionaries everywhere have very high hopes for this guy, Miss Whitfield.
Albert, flattery will get you nowhere. Now, I'll tell you what I'm willing to go here. Murder 1, 2 counts. Life without parole.
For Andrew Barnes? Is this what we're talking here?
You know and I know if we go to trial on this, he's gonna fry.
I wish I could help you out, Peter.
What are you talking about? This is Christmas in July.
Listen, Barnes claims he never met Foster in his life, never knew him. And other than that, he wants to make sure that he goes to trial.
What are you talking about? This is the best offer a dirtbag like Barnes is ever gonna get. He has got 5 felony assaults. 1, 2, 3, 4 ADWs, countless burgs. He doesn't even deserve this.
Well, what can I tell you?
Albert, I'm gonna waste him.
That remains to be seen. But in the meantime, there's already a trial date set for Mr. Barnes. Very nice to meet you, Ms. Woodfield.
So, I watched his face like he told me. Did I miss something?
Okay, make yourself right at home. Pizza in the oven.
Wow. It's neat.
Oh, thanks. You want a beer?
Mineral water?
I haven't got any.
Beer'd be great.
Okay.
So how long have you lived here?
Oh, since law school. I was born and raised in Chicago. My dad was a beat cop, my mom a housewife. Here I am.
She's pretty.
Yeah, she certainly was. My sister Allison. She was killed by an armed man knocking off a convenience store. Innocent bystander.
Sorry.
Yeah. 5 years ago. Ancient history. So, let's work and eat, huh? Murder always makes me happy. Here we go. So I talked to the DA today. He said to go for the pill. Murder 1, death penalty, special circumstances. Now, there's about 17 reasons you can get the death
A
penalty.
homeless man who breaks into a building because his 7-year-old daughter is going to die because it's so cold outside, right? Now, has he committed a crime?
Look, if I didn't think he was guilty, I would not present the case to the jury.
Okay, but what does guilty mean? You're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm telling you.
Does this mean that we're politically incompatible?
Absolutely incompatible from the word go. But we were also adults, so we can agree to disagree. And so, did they ever find the guy who killed your sister?
Oh, yeah. They got him.
What happened?
Nothing. He got off. He had a real good defense lawyer.
Mr. Barnes, where was Andrew the night that the crime was committed?
At home with me and my 2 grandchildren, Jesse and Samantha. Every Wednesday, I cook them a special meal. Fried chicken, black-eyed peas and rice, cornbread, and collard greens.
At what time on that particular day did Andrew return home?
4 p.m. I know, because the guiding light had just ended.
Order. Order.
Mr. Barnes, in regard to this particular charge of premeditated murder, which I might add is the only charge that we're concerned with today, is there any other information pertaining to Andrew's innocence that has not been brought forward?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for speculation.
Sustained.
Mrs. Barnes, was there any difference about this arrest than any of the other arrests that Andrew went through?
Yes, Andrew was in trouble with the law other times, but this time I had no idea. I was shocked.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Barnes. We will adjourn court for lunch. 1 hour, please.
They certainly ate her up.
Yeah, see, now I gotta come up with something new. I do not want that jury going into deliberations with an image of his mother still fresh in their minds. Hey.
What do you say, Peter? Nothing like a mom, huh?
Well, Randy, we'll put one of the victims' moms on the stand. They make you cry, too. Randy Kirby of the Inquirer, Catherine Woodfield, my colleague.
Hey, Kate. How's it hanging out with the last great hope of Philly politics?
Catherine, stimulate her.
You're gonna love it.
It's a Vic.
Took Barnes' house apart, like you said.
Yeah, and?
Found the shotgun.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me it was sawed off. No. Ah! Damn. It's too bad. Did you get it printed?
It's at forensics now. It's not the murder weapon.
That doesn't matter. If his prints are on a baby, I want to know, okay? Great work, Vic.
Wait a minute. You're not going to actually imply that this was the murder weapon when you know it wasn't, are you?
Look, now I can put the arresting officer back on the stand, and I can establish the fact that Barnes owned a shotgun.
Oh, look, that hardly proves it.
I know what you're going to say. Look, a man is killed with an arrow. The accused is an archer. You put them together. Jury's mind does the rest. Good, huh? Thanks very much.
Not particularly ethical, I don't think.
All rise.
Seated. Mr. Hudson, are you ready to call your first witness?
Your Honor, in light of new evidence, prosecution requests permission to approach the bench.
In my chambers, gentlemen.
That's ridiculous, Your Honor. The murder weapon was a sawed-off shotgun, besides which...
All right, Mr. Hudson.
There's 2 points, Your Honor. I intend to bring out in court that this shotgun and the murder weapon are exactly the same gauge shotguns. And secondly, I believe it's important and legitimate to establish that Andrew Barnes is accustomed to handling firearms.
With all due respect, Your Honor, millions of people own shotguns. All of them are not murderers. For all we know, Barnes could have used a shotgun to shoot rats.
Then I suggest you bring that out in testimony. I'll allow your request, Mr. Hudson.
Thank you, Your Honor.
But, Your Honor...
You heard my decision, Mr. Grant.
But, Your
now
Honor...
we'll adjourn for 20 minutes.
Why didn't you tell me you owned a shotgun?
Oh, come on, man. Where I live, you a dead fool if you ain't got something. Besides, I got 2 kids.
I can bring it up.
Hey, look, that gun didn't kill nobody.
Think about it, Andrew. You got a record. You own a shotgun. Those guys were killed with a shotgun. Now, when we go back into court, I want you to look at the jury and I want you to think about it. I can't put you on the stand.
Oh, man, I don't believe this.
Hey, Zabicki, what happened?
He says he's not so sure now.
About what?
That Andrew Barnes is the one he saw.
Oh, perfect. Hey, Woody. Tell me, what happened?
I look at Barnes and I'm just not sure he's the guy.
Well, listen. Having doubts is not unusual, okay? First of all, I want you to know I'm not gonna let this guy hurt you or your kid. You can count on that, okay? And secondly, I want you to be sure in your heart that this is the guy. I need you to be sure, Woody. Because we got a chance here to put a very bad guy away. Maybe forever. You gotta treat doubt as part of the process. So if you're mostly sure, that's good enough for us, given all the other evidence we've got. You hear what I'm saying, buddy? Give me the mugshot of Barnes.
What if it's the wrong guy, Mr. Hudson?
The jury will let him go. But I think it's the right guy, Woody. And I think you do too.
Yeah, I guess that's him.
Good. That's great. Now, I may need to put you back on the stand for what we call redirect. And if I do, I don't want you to worry about it, okay? Just, when I ask you if you're certain about your identification, I want you to tell me what you said when we first met. You remember that? Just repeat it for me. How could I forget?
The face of a man who might have killed my little boy.
You know, I don't know much about you.
Don't think you ever really asked.
Well, that explains it. What about you?
Oh, me. Well, I grew up here. Both my parents are lawyers, and I love them a lot, but I was determined I was not going to be a lawyer. So I got involved in this advocacy group. After a couple of years of hitting my head against the wall, I discovered that I needed a degree. So here I am.
Were you ever married?
Legally?
You're not under oath.
No. Anyway.
Look, I know you think I'm wrong about Barnes.
Well, I think there is reasonable doubt. I think you pushed Woody Poole way too hard. It's just my opinion, but...
I think inside each of us, there's a place where we want to believe everyone is really innocent. But in the real world, it just doesn't work out that way.
The court is now in session. Be seated. Have you reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
Will you read the verdict?
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of murder in the first degree.
You know Norman was late to his own wedding, don't you? Oh, here he is.
Please.
I know it was important, Norman. Thank you for showing up.
Thank you for coming.
Now, on to parole hearings.
Oh,
Look, it doesn't do any good to lock them up if we don't throw away the key, and parole hearings are the what?
the key.
Like, Richard Schreier, armed robbery. Oh, he's a nice guy. Norman, Schreier's yours for life.
Thanks a lot.
Lucky guy.
Carlos Rodriguez, our very own South American drug lord. I'll take this one.
Oh, could that have anything to do with his appearance on 60 Minutes last Sunday?
Lights, camera.
No, Lieutenant Governor.
It never hurts to let the people know that we are doing our job, okay? Next, Alan. Okay, Andrew Barnes. This was mine 5 years ago. First-degree murder. He's on death row. Supreme Court, they rejected his appeal. He's got one more chance. Who's got him?
Mine. Give me a break, Peter. I have to be at Pottsville all week.
All right, I'll take him. But you owe me one.
Thanks, Peter.
Okay, that's it. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Can we talk for a minute?
Look, can we wait till this afternoon? My wife's giving a speech. If I'm late, she's gonna throw away my key.
Meanwhile, just 1 week from his party's uncontested nomination for re-election, Governor Nelson has narrowed his search for a running mate to 3 names to replace retiring Lieutenant Governor Lawrence Fagan, Altoona Assemblyman Stephen D. Strauss, Pittsburgh Mayor Chester Ajanian, and Philadelphia District Attorney Peter Hudson.
Nervous?
No, Janian's got in the bag.
Give me a break.
My father was an attorney. He told me that there were 2 reasons for becoming a lawyer. One was to pursue justice. The other was to make money. He added making money was the easy part.
Yeah, well, he
We had
doesn't
that
know.
conversation
He's, you know what, from a hole in the ground. So you tell him if we go to the grand jury, we'll keep him paneling until he's out of the shipping business.
I'll call you later, all right?
I'd like to think that we all start out committed to the ideal of pursuing justice, but life has a way of chipping away at our principles, and our profession is no different. Now, more than ever, I think it's really important that we take a hard look at ourselves.
Yeah?
Capitol Police,
assess-
come with us.
Assess our bottom line, our moral positions.
Well, this better be good, because I don't appreciate being dragged away like this.
Governor?
Sorry about the melodramatic abduction, Peter. The press are sniffing around everywhere. How do you like the view?
I don't...
The governor means get used to it, because your picture will be up there beside his 1 week from today.
I want you as my lieutenant governor, Peter.
I don't know what to say.
Yes is the word that comes to my mind.
You're tough on crime. I'm tough on crime. We both believe in the same things. We'll work well together.
Hell yes. Great. Welcome to the team.
Sure.
Thanks.
So tell me one more time, what did he say?
He said that we both believe in all the same things.
Yes.
I would make a great lieutenant governor. Parties, younger blood.
I have to agree with that. There's one more thing I want to know.
What do you want to know?
I want to know how you felt when he was talking to you.
Maybe you feel great. And, that...
Peter, this be a law and order campaign, Peter?
Oh, yes, we'll address all the issues. But remember, I am still the DA, so there's a lot of work to do. You'll excuse me.
Morning, Counselor.
Congratulations, Peter.
Thanks, Albert.
I'm torn. I don't want you to win, but neither do I want you as DA.
The kind of dilemma I live to put you in.
In conclusion, we hold that the police violated Mr. Barnes' constitutional privileges under Sections 7 and 9 of the Sixth Amendment. We move for a new trial.
Your Honor, this is a frivolous motion.
Frivolous, man? I'm gonna die for something I didn't do, and that's frivolous? Hey, my kids already lost their mama. Now they're gonna lose me too?
Strain your client, Mr. Grant?
Now, this is just the type of proceeding that squanders the court's time and resources.
Resources? Man, what kind of bunk you talking? What about my past 5 years, huh?
Mr. Hudson, you're gonna murder my son. He writes you letter
Bailiffs,
after letter.
clear this court.
And you don't answer nothing.
You screwed up, man, and now you gonna kill me? I'm scared. I'm scared for me, and I'm scared for my kids. I ain't done nothing, man.
You got the wrong man.
Hey,
Take it easy on my client.
I've already done it. I ain't done nothing.
Take it easy. Come on. Easy now, easy. Try to cooperate.
It's my fault I wanna live. I ain't done nothing, man!
But I know that he was telling him the truth, and that ever since he's been on parole, he's done no wrong.
Mrs. Barnes, if you could say anything you wanted to Mr. Hudson right now, what would you say to him on behalf of your son?
My son is innocent, but you don't care.
Well, the papers love this human interest crap. They'll give the mother just as much play as she wants.
What else is new?
We have to defuse it, Peter.
There's nothing I can do.
You could go visit Barnes.
That's not a bad idea.
I have nothing to say to the man. It's not my style. The press would know that.
No, exactly my point. If a liberal DA goes to see a convicted man, no big deal. But if the law and order candidate goes to see Barnes...
He looks like he cares. I like it, Peter. I think it'll work.
It'll backfire.
No, it won't. The mother gets what she wants, a visit, and we get what we want, good PR. It's a stroke of genius, Catherine.
Thank you.
Now listen, I'm already late for the governor. I'll see myself out.
Okay.
Catherine.
I wish you hadn't done that.
Since when don't I get to express my opinion around here?
Oh, come on. You know you have the right to express your opinion, but it was in the middle of a meeting.
Sorry. But I feel really strongly about this, Peter. Go see him. It's too late when he's dead.
Okay.
They're on their way now. Okay, close the gate.
Hey, I'm talking to you.
Hey, Barnes. Up and face the wall.
Why? It ain't time for nothing.
Just do it.
What are you doing here?
I'm here to be persuaded.
About what?
About your innocence.
That's bunk, man. You're here because it's getting hot for you in the papers.
Well, they forgot about the people you killed, Barnes. I haven't.
Oh, yeah. The people I killed. I was 5 miles away when they died. Where you gonna be when they kill me, Mr. Hudson?
Persuade me.
I was with my family, man. My mother's a God-fearing woman. She don't lie. Not even for me. But you know who lied? Woody Pooh lied. You lied, man. Your whole case was a lie. And I'm gonna be executed for your lie.
I'll make you a deal, Barnes. You tell your family to stop talking to the press.
I'll review your case. Not change it. Review it. It's the best that I can do.
Let me tell you something, man. I know what I was. And I paid for that. I'm still paying for that. Now, I got a lot of hope for my two children. And I don't want them going through life thinking that daddy is a no-good killer.
Peter! Peter!
Hey, Albert.
They got Foster, Daryl Foster.
Calm down. Who is Daryl Foster? What case?
You remember, he was the guy that they alleged was with Barnes at the scene of the shooting.
Oh, right.
Now, they got him for murder in Jersey. They convicted him under an alias, and are going to execute him in 4 or 5 weeks.
I'm pleased they nailed him. So what?
So what? I mean, he could tell us whether Barnes is a shooter or not. And I'm betting you dollars to Danishes he's going to tell us he wasn't.
Look, Albert, I'm late. I gotta run.
What do you mean you gotta run? Somebody's gonna die, Peter.
Please advise status block J.
You know, one of the reasons I went into politics was to get away from all this.
All what?
Liars, killers, excuses, all that garbage.
I thought that's what politics was. Liars, killers, excuses. Not to mention the graft. How are you?
Hi. How you doing? Up, please. Up. All right. Straight ahead, fellas. Another way?
Thank you.
Okay.
I remember you. You sent me up once. How you been?
Mr. Foster, I'm Albert Grant, public defender, Philadelphia County. We've come to ask you a few questions.
Shoot.
About the Adam Washington murder?
I don't know no Adam Washington.
Oh, sure you do. You were there when he and his buddy got killed.
I said I don't know no Adam Washington. Maybe I should have my lawyer present.
What are you so nervous about, Foster? You can only die once, right?
Right. So what the hell are you doing here?
We wanted to ask you about the man who shot Washington.
Yeah. Andrew Barnes. How's Barnes?
It's going down in 4 days.
We just want to make sure we got the right guy.
He had a trial, didn't he? Why don't you tell this PD to get the hell out of here?
Albert?
I don't like PDs. They always lose. You wearing a wire?
Nope. It's all off the record.
If, and I ain't saying that I can, but if I can give you something, what you gonna do for me? They got me down to die.
Tell the judge you assisted in solving a Pennsylvania homicide. Ask him to take that into consideration.
Ask? That's all?
It's New Jersey, Foster. Should have stuck to murdering people in Pennsylvania.
Sandy Richards, man you want.
Just like that, huh? Sandy Richards. Now, who the hell is Sandy Richards? Is this someone you made up? Someone you got it in for?
He's the guy you after.
Would you testify to that in court?
Sure, if it'll keep me out the chair.
You'll swear to anything as long as it keeps you alive, right? You jive me, Foster. You running a con?
Maybe. Maybe not. But one thing's for sure, Mr. DA. It's gonna cost you clemency to find out.
Coming through.
So what did he say?
The usual riff.
What?
You know, maybe he knows something, maybe he doesn't. Get him clemency, then he'll remember.
Then we have to do it.
Oh, Albert.
Peter, this is something
Come on.
we have to do. We just can't leave this. If we let everybody... You have to get them tried in Pennsylvania. Now, this would mean you'd have to get an extradition order, get him sent to Eastern State. And once he's there, get a wire planted in the cell. Listen to them, and we'd find out whether these guys really know each other.
Albert, I know how anxious you are about all this, okay? I'll do what I can.
Turnout here appears to be much greater than Governor Wilson's own aides were predicting. They've been preparing this campaign for 14 months now, and the tough on crime platform appears to be paying big dividends.
Catherine, you look beautiful.
Well, thank you. Wow, this really is the who's who of the city, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. All the power, the money, the media, all the movers and shakers. Whether you know it or not, you've just been elected to a very exclusive club. I think you'll enjoy it. And by the way, did I say you look fabulous?
Yes, you did, Ken, thank you. So, what do I need to know here?
We're honoring a Robert Hazelton, or should I say, his money.
Pleasure. Nice to see you.
Wilfred, how are you?
Peter Hudson, good to see you.
And because Bob Hazeltine and I are committed to a strong government stand on crime, we're both very pleased, and indeed I'm personally very proud, that the fine young district attorney from Philadelphia has consented to be my running mate. Say hello to Peter Hudson.
This thing with Barnes going to be a problem, Peter?
Absolutely not.
Good.
Peter. Eddie? Heard you were at Trenton State today. Randy knows all.
So Foster says that some guy named Sandy Richards, he's the shooter. Well, Foster's going to the chair unless he can cut a deal. The best way to do that is to tell us Barnes is innocent and that we're party to a miscarriage of justice.
Does Richards exist?
I made a quick call. I found out some guy named Sandy Richards was killed in a gang drive-by a couple of years ago. Anyway, I'm going to have Foster shipped to Eastern State ASAP. We'll stick him in a cell with Barnes, and we'll see if they know each other. Meanwhile, old Randy Kirby found out I went to Trenton. Boy, he's all over me like a cheap suit. With more bad press from him, I won't even be able to run for dog catcher.
Hey, Peter, this is not about your career. A man's life is at stake here.
Thank you, Catherine. Look, I'm just trying to do what's right with a minimum of attention, okay?
Fine, and I'm trying to help you. You know, Peter, sometimes I...
Hudson? Great, when? Thanks.
What?
Foster's on his way.
I'm out of here, man. Sell my stuff. Keep the money.
Hudson.
4 officers down. I repeat, 4 officers down. Still listener Daryl Foster has escaped and is at large. Considered armed and dangerous. Repeat, armed and dangerous. APB statewide search.
Yeah, it's gonna rain again. Yeah, my knee's talking back. War wound. Never misses.
The police have widened their search for convicted killer Daryl Foster, who murdered 4 New Jersey prison guards in his dramatic escape. Sources speculate that he may try to return to the Philadelphia area where he grew up.
Peter?
Criticize my column if you must, dear lady, but shooting me? That seems excessive.
My God, you scared me half to death. What are you doing here?
Mrs. Hudson, please put that away.
Sorry. I need a drink. What do you want?
Scotch would be fine.
But incredible gall. What you're doing to my husband.
You may not believe this, Mrs. Hudson, but I like Peter. We go back a long way.
As witnessed by the tone of your articles?
No, I genuinely think Barnes is innocent. And I believe your husband is digging 2 graves on this one. Andrew Barnes, and his own. Why did he go and see Foster? Because Foster's on the loose. Who is he protecting?
He's not protecting anyone.
Just trying to put the pieces together. Look, I know I'm a reporter, Mrs. Hudson, and I like a scoop as much as the next guy. But as a human being, I don't want to see the state end some poor jerk's life by mistake. Do you?
Of course not. And neither does Peter. Look, my husband is an honorable man. He convicted Andrew Barnes because he believed the evidence justified it.
We're almost out of time, Mrs. Hudson. Correction. Andrew Barnes is almost out of time. You know where to reach me. And please call, day or night.
Catherine?
What's he doing here?
I wanted to know why you'd gone to see Foster. Listen, Peter.
What is it?
Nothing. So, what'd you find out about Richards?
Nothing. No photo. It was lost in a records fire. What were you gonna say? What is it?
Why did you go see Woody Poole?
What on earth for?
What for? Yeah. Oh, come on, just to be sure, just to make certain he's clear about his idea of Barnes.
Catherine, I did my job. You want to talk to somebody? Go talk to Albert Grant. He's the one who didn't convince
Peter,
Troy.
I don't care who made the mistake.
I have to make sure I'm not getting set up here, okay? I don't want everything I ever worked for my whole life to go down the drain.
Fine, Peter. It's just fine.
Lord, forgive me. Forgive me my sins, Father. Don't let him take my babies. Oh, God.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Peter.
How are you?
We need to talk.
With the Randy Kirby articles?
Well, you know how it is in politics, Peter. Perception is everything. Kirby doesn't have to persuade the public that Barnes is innocent. He just has to persuade him that he may be innocent. And that could be very damaging.
Our people are working on Randy.
I like you, Peter. But I won't go down because of you.
I wouldn't let you, Governor. I'd withdraw before that.
I know. I know you would. But I don't want it to come to that.
I assure you it won't.
Good. And take care of this thing quickly, Peter.
Good to see you.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Someone for you. He won't leave his name.
No, why?
About Daryl Foster?
I'll take it. Hudson.
You want Daryl Foster?
Who is this?
Doesn't matter. You're interested.
Oh, I see. It's like that, is it?
Meet me tonight.
Where?
In the South Street, by the warehouse, 9 o'clock.
All right, I'll be there. 9 o'clock.
No one following.
No one following.
Don't turn around.
Good.
You crazy, Hudson. You got everything locked up, man. Including Lieutenant Governor. Now, why you want to go mess up your whole life?
playing around. Is that you, Foster?
Barnes is gonna die.
Is that news?
Don't let it happen, my friend. The man's trash. Now why you wanna go lose everything you worked your whole lifetime for? You started out on the streets, man. You could end up there. Think about that. Let Barnes die, or I'll be back.
Rolling and slate.
Hudson spot, take 2.
Action, Peter.
My name is Peter Hudson. For the past 10 years, I've worked hard in the city of Philadelphia to bring criminals to justice. Violent felons don't belong back on our streets after serving just a few years in jail. They belong in here. I'm tired of criminals being accorded all the rights and their victims none. As Lieutenant Governor, I'll bring the same passion for law enforcement to this state as I did to the city of Philadelphia. It's time to get tough on criminals.
And cut. Print that. That was the one. Beautiful.
Yeah, that was felt better than last one.
Let's wrap it up.
Thanks, you too.
Hey, we gotta get out of here as soon as possible.
Okay, wrap it up.
2 days, huh?
Till the nomination?
And Barnes' execution. Frankly, I simply don't know which function to attend.
Randy, if you'll excuse me.
But I got a present for you.
Oh, great. What is this? Thanks, Randy, but I already know what Andrew Barnes looks like.
It's Sandy Richards, not Barnes. And don't say I never did anything for you.
Where did you get this?
That's confidential, Peter. You know that. You gotta trust me.
Yeah, right. When hell freezes over.
Then prove me wrong, Peter. You prove me wrong and I will write a front-page retraction. Be sure you did everything possible.
I am sure. Hey, Z. It's Hudson. Listen, Daryl Foster is back in Philadelphia. I had a meeting with him last night at the waterfront. I got a knot in the back of my head from it.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'll live. Just put an APB out on him, will you?
Listen, go down to the Hope Street gym. Mike Everett says there's a guy who knew Sandy Richards.
Yeah, I remember Mike.
Talk to Eddie, the source. He might know something. And Peter, be careful.
Work the body. Work it.
Oh, it's just routine stuff.
The DA himself dropping by?
Hey, I'm flattered. Hey, I appreciate your help.
Hey, man, you believed in me at a time when you could have sent me back for a long stretch. You gave me my life back. I'll never forget that.
The place looks great.
Sandy Richards. Gangbanger, Sir Ford State, out in '88, some drugs, some assaults. Killed April 29th, 1991.
Any living relatives?
No, there's nothing here. Terrence might know. He's worked with most of the kids in the area. Terrence! I'd like you to meet Peter Hudson, an old friend. Any help you can give him would be appreciated.
Trying to locate any relatives of Sandy Richards. Did you know him?
Yeah, sure. He had a brother named Ray. He used to train up here sometimes, but he got shot up in Delaney.
You know anybody else he might have been tight with?
Sandy wasn't the kind of guy, you know, that dudes got tight with.
You know if Richards knew Daryl Foster?
Seems that everybody knew Foster. If they ran together, I don't know. Yo, man, if you're done. Yo, Mr. Hudson. They found Sandy in the burnt-out car. They had to ID him by his jewelry.
Drive, Eddie.
Don't do that to me, man!
You're losing your edge, man. Come on, let's go. Drive.
Hey, man, I thought I was through ratting for you. I said to myself, Eddie, man's too important now.
You're not doing so bad yourself based on these wheels. Nice. Now, you know this man. You ever see him?
Yeah. His mother lived over on,
What is it?
the car? She stole it.
I can't afford this kind of publicity. Where does the mother live?
Apartment 2, 15th Street. The apartment with the pink flamingos.
All right. Pull over, slow down, and get out. If they catch you, you never saw me. I'll square it for you.
Are you crazy, man?
Come on, Eddie, go! Jump!
Bye-bye.
Hey, man, you're stealing my stolen car!
There. Who is it?
It's the police. We need to talk to you.
Just a minute.
Mrs. Barnes. I'm sorry. There's been a mistake.
I was expecting to find someone else.
I'm sorry to bother you.
Leave us alone.
Hi, is your dad here? You know when he'll be back?
He ain't coming back. He's dead.
You must be Ben, Woody Poole's son. You've really grown up, Ben.
Yeah.
What happened to your dad?
Nothing. He had a heart attack.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Look, I want you to take a look at a photograph of a man who may have killed those people. You see, something happened, you know, to make me think that maybe I didn't get the right guy.
You may proceed, Mr. Hudson.
All right. Now, Ben,
You understand that this is a court of law, and that even though you're not under oath, you still have to tell the truth, right?
Sure. I watch TV.
Good. Good. Now, I want you to go back to the night of the killings. Can you do that? Can you remember that clearly?
Yeah.
What time of night was it?
I don't know exactly, but it was late. There were two men. One of them, he had a gun.
Had you ever seen them before?
No. One of the men, he was yelling at the other. Then he shot. The other man went down. I knew he was dead. The other guy, he tried to get away, but he got killed too. My dad put his hand over my mouth so I wouldn't say nothing. I started to cry. I tried not to, but I couldn't stop. My dad held me tighter.
Is this man the killer? No. What makes you so sure, Ben?
'Cause I saw a scar. The killer had a scar under his chin. I was looking right up at him. He had a scar.
He had a scar. Your Honor, this is the mugshot of Andrew Barnes taken after the murders. He has no scar.
So, here we have a man, Mr. Barnes, a known drug dealer, convicted of murder by a jury. Do we put him back on the streets because of the word of one 10-year-old boy who remembers something 5 years ago when he was 5 years old?
He seemed very clear about it to me, Your Honor. The man he saw had a scar. Andrew Barnes does not.
Maybe, but let's say he's wrong, and Barnes gets out and kills somebody else. The public would crucify me. They'd be right to.
We're not asking for release here, Your Honor.
I mean, it's just a new trial, a hearing.
Richards is dead and can't defend himself. And even if he weren't, there is only the merest circumstantial evidence if you ignore the boy.
Counsel and I went to see Gerald Foster, Your Honor, and he confided in me that Sandy Richards was the triggerman.
I'll review the case tonight and give you a decision by midnight. But I can tell you now, the argument feels weak.
What if I told you I pushed my original witness, Woody Poole? What if I said I pushed him very hard?
I'd say, what good lawyer doesn't?
What is it?
I don't know. We're sitting in this lovely restaurant, having a wonderful dinner, and you haven't said a word to me. Not a word.
Catherine, I've got a lot going on in my life right now, so just don't put more pressure on me, okay?
You are so blinded by your ambition. I mean, you just...
My ambition? Why? Because I want to do something with my life? Because I want to be lieutenant governor?
Oh, yeah, you want it so much that you are willing to risk anything, including us.
What does that mean?
It means that we used to have a relationship, Peter. We used to have an honest relationship. You used to level with me.
Is that so? And as my wife, aren't you supposed to trust me and support me?
What the hell have I been doing for the last 5 years of not supporting you?
Who told Randy Kirby about Sandy Richards?
What? Oh, I don't believe this. Okay, Peter. What do you want to do about us after the election?
I don't know.
Really? Well, then I don't know either.
Hello. Hello, Judge. Your Honor, I don't mean to be contentious, but we have specific testimony that... I know he's just a child. Not one. It's not one. Two people have told us that Sandy Richards... Yes, Your Honor. Fine. Good night.
What did he say?
She said she reviewed the trial and found it fair. And who knew what Ben saw or didn't see 5 years ago?
Are you gonna appeal it on habeas corpus?
Sorry, what?
I said, are you gonna appeal as a friend of the defense?
What is that? Stay there.
Who is he?
That is Daryl Foster. Andrew Bourne's last hope. Easy.
Come on, snap out of it. We were able to keep Foster's death under wraps.
Good, good. Any press right now would just muddy the waters. I'm lost.
What do we got? We got a dead body coming flying through your window.
Yeah, there's only one person who want to warn me with a dead Daryl Foster. Sandy Richards.
Sandy Richards dead too, Peter.
Is he? They find a body in a burned out car. They identified it by some jewelry.
That's a pretty big leap, pal. Come on.
All I know is Barnes goes down at midnight for a murder somebody else committed.
You know, when you were little, if you ever got sick, Daddy would put you on his shoulders, and he would do like Grandma taught me. He would sing hallelujah for you. I want you to know, do exactly what Grandma tell you to do. Okay?
Okay.
Because when you go by her teachings, you don't go wrong. Daddy went wrong. Okay?
Okay.
But I don't care what anybody say to you. I didn't do this thing. And I love you all so much.
Time's up.
Y'all be good. Remember what Daddy said, okay? Bye, sugar.
Randy Kirby?
Randy, yeah, it's Peter Hudson. Listen, I
Used your picture. I got a new witness. His testimony was inadmissible. Now what?
Look, you gotta do something for me.
What's that?
I need you to run a new story. A story that says the governor's planning on granting Barnes a stay based on new testimony.
A false story? Why?
I think I'm on the trail of the real killer. If Barnes gets a stay, it'll flush the guy out.
You're gonna have to trust me on this one, Randy. We got less than 13 hours left.
What you are asking of me is illegal, Mr. District Attorney. I could lose my job, or worse.
I thought you wanted to save an innocent man. Isn't that what your articles are all about?
called the governor's office. They won't confirm or deny it right now.
When do we find out?
By 9. He said he'd let us know by 9.
Catherine, we're gonna be late for the reception if we don't get ready now.
I'm not going.
You're my wife. I'd like you to be there.
I can't drink and dance while Andrew Barnes dies.
Everything is gonna be okay. I promise you.
Please don't do that.
Fine.
I mean, the thing that concerns me is
Governor.
the ordinary
Governor.
responsible citizen gets lost in the shuffle.
Are you denying that you gave Andrew Barnes clemency?
There'll be a statement on that at 9 p.m. tonight. You can check with the press office.
And what
if you
about
want.
the article in the Inquirer today?
Well, I can't take responsibility for the press, Margaret.
Well,
the
I'd
TV's
like
bad
you to
enough.
confirm
Governor, is your Solicitor General following the Foster breakout case?
Well, that's, of course, New Jersey jurisdiction. It wouldn't have happened in Pennsylvania, I can tell you right now.
I'd like to have you confirm the clemency.
Look, I'm not denying that. But what about the article? Yeah.
So what do you say, man? I got my stay, right?
Andrew, listen to me.
Wait a minute. What you saying?
Listen to me. He's denied you clemency.
But wait a minute, man. What about that?
I'm sorry, Andrew, but he based it on rumor, and he had no right to do it. And I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry.
Along with running mate D.A. Peter Hudson, he throws yet another curve in his continuing campaign theme of law and order. Not long ago, the governor denied flatly a story published in today's press saying that new evidence would cause him to grant a stay of execution to convicted multiple murderer Andrew Barnes.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm gonna hold you to that. Okay, what in God's name are you doing at this crazy club, boy?
You asked me to help you make sense of it? Well, get this. You know the stiff that did a swan dive into your living room last night?
Yeah, Daryl Foster, what about him?
He was even stiffer than any of us thought. Just got the coroner's report. Been dead for over 3 days.
No way, bopped me on the head 2 nights ago.
So someone wanted you to think. According to the autopsy, Foster was murdered sometime shortly after his escape. Probably by whoever spun him.
Can't hear the campaign manager. What can you say further comment about the article in the paper today about the governor granting clemency to Andrew Barnes?
Well, it is something that we're considering, but we don't have all the details in at this moment.
So are you confirming that he has granted clemency?
No, I'm not confirming that he has granted clemency at all, and the governor will be making an announcement later on this evening.
Sandy Richards.
And what do you think it'll do to...
With all due respect, sir, this is not just about politics.
That's where you're completely wrong. The people of this state will crucify me if I stop this execution. And why should I? Because of some unrelated coroner's report on a New Jersey felon? Come on, Peter!
Well, then I'll take the fall. I'll tell him it was my fault. I'll withdraw from the ticket.
Oh, brother. It's too late for that. Ever hear the expression, the buck stops here?
Oh, you two just don't get it, do you? An innocent man is going to die tonight.
That's not what the court said, Peter!
To hell with the courts! I know!
Damn it, there's been a full review!
Mr. Hudson? Not now.
There's an urgent phone call for you at the front desk.
What the hell are we gonna do?
Dump him. Go out there and make the announcement, tell them anything. Just get him off your ticket.
Get Mr. Hudson back in here. This thing's gonna have to be orchestrated.
Yes. He understands this was our last appeal. Right. Thank you. Well, I put in an emergency call to the Supreme Court.
Save your breath, man. It ain't gonna happen. That's okay. I don't blame you.
Yeah, Hudson.
Got a little concerned with what I read in the papers today. No evidence. Maybe that was a bluff. But now I got your wife, and that's no bluff.
Who is this?
So far, she's all right. But that changes if Bond lives. He lives, she dies. He dies, she lives. Simple, huh? After all, I've killed before.
Can I talk to her?
He wants to speak to you.
Peter?
Catherine, are you okay?
I'm fine. I didn't... Peter.
That's going to be the winning night. Would you excuse us for just a minute? Just the man I'm looking for. Look, I have to see Nelson Kim now, immediately. Well, he's talking to some contributors at the moment. Look, it can't wait.
Announcement to make. Finding the right running mate is rarely an easy matter. I think finding a good wife is probably simpler. I say probably because Diane is here and I don't want to get myself into trouble.
I mean, man, listen to this.
This
stuff
time was no
talking.
exception. If anything, it was probably more perplexing. I had 3 fine candidates to choose from. Deciding between them was one of the most difficult choices that I have had to face during the course of my career in public life. In the end, as you know, I made my selection. One of Philadelphia's most promising young district attorneys. But now, ladies and gentlemen, delegates, friends, I know that my choice was the right one. Peter Hudson, Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Pennsylvania.
is we are going to do our best to bring you the kind of government you deserve. The same fiscally responsible, people-oriented, strong-minded government you've come to expect from George Nelson.
Do you have anything you'd like to say?
What difference does it make? No one's listening anyway.
That's good.
Is capital punishment just an opportunity, another opportunity for politicians to have for
Government call it
publicity?
war.
Do they use it as a political
Senator call
platform
it
to step in
business.
at the
The
very
gangs
last
call
minute
it
to save a
survival.
criminal
Hey,
from death row?
to me, it's my wild.
Witnesses say that he appeared to be unconscious almost immediately. It is certainly expected that this first execution in years will spark a controversy in the state regarding capital
Oh, Peter! 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 Oh, God! Oh, Peter! This is terrible. He killed... No! Listen to me!
It's okay, it's over.
Understand,
Listen
Peter.
to me.
Oh, God, it's terrible.
Catherine, we had to move heaven and earth to get a stay of execution. And then we released the false information to the media.
He's okay. He's alive. He's okay. Oh, God.
Don't worry, Norwich. You'll find my withdrawal in your desk first thing in the morning.
That won't be necessary. When this story makes the front pages tomorrow, you're going to be some kind of a hero.
I'm not so sure I'm still interested.
I'm sure that the governor won't look at this as a political liability.
Well, don't make any hasty decisions. We'll talk about this tomorrow, okay, Peter?
Sorry.
So am I. Really sorry. You better get some rest. Governor's gonna call you early in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
You're so a hero, you know, Mr. Hudson.
So are you, Mrs. Hudson. You know, I think we ought to find that little cabin we're always talking about. In that little mountain town we're always talking about. Start that little mom and pop law office.